If you've ever felt really stuck in your financial situation, like no matter what you do, you just can't get ahead. If that's you, then this video is for you. You're not alone. So many women struggle with money mindset, feeling like you're not worthy of having that rich abundance in your life and getting stuck in that cycle of feast or famine. And today, I'll share with you the shifts that can help you break free from that struggle and start creating financial abundance with ease. If you're new here, I am Maria Condi. I am an empowerment coach with a huge slant towards money mindset and manifesting. And I've helped countless women with their, getting more confidence with their money and their, creating abundance with ease and flow and living a real, purposeful, joyful life. Let's dive into today. So, what is your money mindset? It is simply a collection of beliefs and emotions and behaviors all around money. And you accumulated this throughout your life. Most of it happened to come into your world before you were 7 years old. That's when we really anchored in a lot of these beliefs. And what happens is throughout life, life throws all those things at you that makes you believe it more and more and more. The mind is looking to validate those thoughts. And in today's world, it can validate anything. It can validate that everyone is poor and it can validate that everyone's rich. And, whatever your mindset is, that's what you're seeing around you and bringing into your world. So with that, this mindset, these beliefs impact every decision that you make. And if you're in that lack mindset, then we got to turn that around so that you can start having a stronger wealth mindset and believe in yourself and feel worthy of having that abundance so it'll come to you easier. Now, here's some thoughts about limiting mindset. Do you have these, think about going through your life every day. What are the things that come up for you? Do you constantly worry about money? Do you feel guilty about wanting more? And do you believe money's hard to earn? When you're going through a store, do you say, I don't have enough money for that. I don't have money. I'm always in debt. Do you feel undeserving of wealth? Which, I mean, there's not a lot of logic to that, right? Everybody wants wealth, but there's some deep rooted things in you that say, I don't feel worthy of that, or I can't have that. It's not available to me. And we need to turn that around because it is available to you. You are worthy of it. So I want you to pause for a second and really think about those beliefs that you have. Which one really do you really resonate with? And it could be a whole bunch. This is a really great opportunity to journal. And, I'm going to say, I say this often, but the people that actually take action, you can listen to me till the cows come home, right? Or 20 other mentors out there. But unless you take action, nothing is going to change. Doesn't just happen through osmosis that you listen and everything just in your life changes. You need to take action. You need to do the work. You need to think about these things. What are those mindsets that you have rooted inside you? Okay? So, so let's talk about some common money blocks and how we can rewire them. The first one is that scarcity mindset and shifting that to abundance thinking. So is it for you, there's never enough money, money runs out all the time real fast. I get money in and it's gone, paycheck's in on Friday and it's gone Friday afternoon. I can relate to that. I've had those days. And you're walking through the store, you just never feel like you have enough. You're living in that lack mindset space. But the reality is, to flip that around, money is a renewable resource. There's lots of it out there. It isn't where I get to be wealthy and someone else doesn't get to be wealthy. You wouldn't think of that of your health. You don't say to yourself, well, if I be healthy today, someone else doesn't get to be healthy. It doesn't work like that, right? Money is no different. Money is just simply a tool. And there's always more of it circulating. It's always going around and around. It flows in and it flows out. And you want it to flow in easy, and it's okay for it to flow out. You want to obviously do your savings and the things that are important, So you have like long-term financial abundance, and everyone's got their little views on that. There are people that say just live for today. I believe so you don't have stress and struggle in your life to save for that future too, okay? You don't want to be eating cat food when you're 70, unless you really enjoy cat food. So there's always more money out there for you. And so action item for you. I always like taking action. Gratitude practice. I want you to name three things that you already have that you can show that show abundance. For me, I always have a beautiful home. So whenever I feel like I don't have enough, I just look and like, okay, Maria, you live in a really gorgeous place. And we often don't recognize how far we come, especially for women. We often don't recognize what we've accomplished in our life, how far we've come, what we've actually done and been successful at. We don't recognize those a lot. We're always like, what's the next thing on the to-do list? Let's check it off, check it off. I had a coach stop me one day and says, okay, Maria, it was on my birthday. It was about 7 years ago. She says, you're always doing and achieving, checking boxes. I want you for 1 month to just savor what you've accomplished. It was the hardest thing I've ever done in my life. She says, I want you to not take on any new clients. I want you to just enjoy what you have. And everything in my life changed in that month. My relationship with my child changed. My relationship with my partner changed. And I let go of all the things I thought I felt that I had to do all the time. I was living in a very do mode and shifting to more being and joy. So take a look at what you can be grateful for right now. Because if you're not grateful for what you have right now, it's very hard for the universe to give you more. That's number one. Number two is the fear for success, a fear of success or wealth. And this is one that I've had to deal with. And it wasn't so much fear of success. I've had a huge success in my life, but I had a fear of like large amounts of wealth. I'm good with a fair bit of money, but to grow like I had a ceiling, right? And then I'm still breaking through that. For me, the more money I make, the more paperwork that comes with it, the more headaches that come with it. And yes, more wealth is going to bring more responsibility, but more wealth always also brings you money to pay somebody else to deal with all those headaches. And so you got to look at where that flip side is for it. A lot of people are afraid of success. What is that going to do in my life? Is it going to take away from family time? Look at all those things and journal those down. If I make more money, what if I lose it? That was one I had to work with. I still have little, nudges of that once in a while. But then for me as a, coach, I recognize it right away and I can say, no, we're not going there. We're not going there. And I look at the things in my life where it has worked to my benefit, to my favor, and my successes. And say, yeah, you just proved yourself wrong there, girl. And here's an affirmation for you for this one is it is safe for me to have and enjoy money. So that's number two. So block number three is about self-sabotaging habits. This is about you want to shift from those self-sabotaging moments to empowering habits. And self-sabotaging, it's the output of all those fears and, beliefs and things like that. It comes, that's what the outcome is of that, is those self-sabotaging behaviors and procrastination around your money, avoidance about money conversations, impulse spending, not doing your taxes, all of that. That's why in my Bloom membership, I have brought in we call money dates, where we set aside a co-working session just to work on our money things. So you're either working on cleaning up your money, doing your taxes, filing your papers, paying the bills, making those calls, writing those letters, collecting from clients, or your money-making activities. It's all about generating more income and moving your money mindset in a positive direction, your money energy in a right direction. So you're reframing those self-sabotaging behaviors to, I'm in control of my money. And when you have that control on your money and you start taking those actions, you start feeling more confident with your money and you feel empowered. And so here's an action item for you, small habit shifts. And I don't really believe in taking huge steps, like gigantic leaps all the time. I find small steps get you there more permanently and faster. So schedule weekly money dates. If you're not in my group, you can do these on your own. My group helps hold you accountable a little bit just because you're focused on that. You're setting aside time for it. You're showing up. You're in a group with people doing the same thing. And there's an opportunity to talk about it a bit too. So those are common money blocks, some ways to reframe them. Next up, we want to talk about creating a wealth attracting mindset. So you want to bring the money in, right? So we're cleaning it up and then we want to bring it in. So it's shifting even deeper. This one gets really deep. So you ready for this? And I probably should have done a whole separate video for this. However, we're going to roll with it because it's up on here and I got my notes for it. You want to shift your identity because it's not just about shifting your habits, it's about the identity, going a layer deeper inside, saying, if I were already financially abundant, how would I think? How would I act? How would I feel? So you can do a visualization exercise. You close your eyes and picture yourself financially free or having large sums of money come to you. What's different? How do you show up? Look at being rather than doing all the time. You need to step into that person who's already there. Number two is practicing money confidence. So, the more you take action on your money, the more confident you get with it. And it's a self-perpetuating cycle. And a great affirmation for this one is I am worthy of wealth. I attract opportunities easily. And things to help you are like having automatic savings accounts. It takes it out of your bank account, puts it in another bank account. I like using separate financial institutions, so I can't just flip it back right away. Tracking your income and setting financial goals that are not stressful, but are attainable. And then thirdly, it's about manifesting with ease. That's what I'm all about. And money responds to clarity, getting clear on what you want, how you want to get there. And you don't always have to know all the hows, especially with manifesting. We don't always know the how, but you have to be clear on what your desires are and why you want it. You need a deep why, because otherwise it's not going to happen. If you're sitting comfortable and you're in debt and you just keep self-perpetuating that cycle, you have to have a real deep reason to get out of that. A real deep reason. And it's not just so that you don't have the stress of it anymore, because what happens is the cycle of trying to get out of it can be a little bit more stressful, especially at first, than being in it. So you have to look at a deeper why to it. Okay. So we covered a lot of territory today. Let me flip back here. We talked about your current money mindset and common money blocks, being scarcity mindset, fear of success and wealth, and self-sabotaging habits. Then we talked about taking it even deeper, shifting your mindset to your self-identity. Who are you when it comes to money? Gave you some daily money practices to work with. And so money mindset is everything. It shifts when you shift your beliefs, your habits change, and then you start stepping into more wealth and confidence. And that's what we all want, right? That's why we're here. If you're enjoying this content, I'm going to deliver more of this. I am all about confidence, wealth, empowerment, ease, manifesting, living a simple life with luxury, because I love luxury. But I like simplicity too. I'm a minimalist, but I like the minimalux, you know? So that's what I'm all about here. If you're enjoying this content, want more of it, want to check it out, subscribe, press the like button, share it with people, please. Help me grow the channel. And there's some links below to subscribe to the newsletter, get my 100 money affirmations, and check out Bloom, our membership. So with that, have an amazing, amazing day. See you next time.